Welcome to this bite-sized video for the Digital Business Services T-Level, where we will explore Task 3 for the Data Technician Employer Set project. The Employer Set project consists of a series of tasks designed to assess the 5 assessment objectives shown, and this skills assessment is set and marked by NCFE. The ESP is conducted during a 2-week assessment window, which will be available during the summer and autumn terms. The tasks are designed to replicate the real-life industry experience, and we use employers and industry experts when developing the ESP to help achieve this. Now, this video will focus on Task 3, the presentation. This activity will assess assessment objectives 2, 3, and 4. Task 3 occurs during the second assessment week, and this is scheduled by you, the provider, during the window stipulated by NCFE, which can be found in our key date schedule. This is a supervised session lasting 3 hours with an additional 15-minute rest break being permitted. If students have any access arrangements or reasonable adjustments, such as additional time for assessments, then you should apply that internally and increase the task time by the relevant amount. The assessment material should only be available to students during the scheduled session, so do take account of this and ensure you have secure storage areas for students' evidence. Internet access is permitted for limited purposes, such as accessing online resources to create their data visualizations and digital slides, with a copy of the student's browsing history also being submitted. You must ensure that privacy mode has been disabled with policies applied to prevent students from deleting their browsing history. Now, if a student misses Task 3, then you can arrange a new session within the assessment window, but before they sit Task 4. Now, this task is worth 22 marks in total, with 6 of those marks being for the demonstration of English and digital skills. Students will be tasked with the creation of a presentation to communicate their findings and recommendations following their data analysis in Task 2B. Students will be issued with all of the data sets used in Task 2B and will create digital slides intended for a technical or non-technical audience. The digital slides will explain and evaluate the role of data and analytics in the business context detailed in the brief, supported by visualizations of data, explain the impact on both internal and external stakeholders, and then explain any potential risks. Showing are the highest band marking descriptions for this task. Out of the 22 marks, 4 marks are available for digital skills, excellent use of software application tools, and 2 marks available for English skills, a good understanding of spelling, punctuation and grammar that is mostly accurate. Now, before students begin producing their presentation, it's important to keep in mind who the audience is, as students will need to choose suitable language and terminology for either a technical or non-technical audience. And the audience might also need to know what data analytics is and how it helps their organisation, so students need to explain its application. With suitable visualizations such as graphs, tables, dashboards, charts, infographics, or other formats appropriate for the data type and audience. And these visualizations are used to support students' justifications for their recommendations and factors that can impact on the client's aims. In considering the client, their needs, and making sure the presentation is relevant to the brief is of the utmost importance here. Now, to ensure that all the relevant elements are addressed in this presentation, some tips for students is to include clear sections or contents within their presentation. So beginning with an introduction where students should restate the aims of the business, as the entire purpose of the project is to support the client's needs, and restating this can help to keep the aims in the foremost of students' minds. And this introduction can include information about data analytics and how it can be applied and help meet the client's goals, followed by an overview of their actual analysis and findings, with justifications given for their approach and choice of visualizations. And students may need to include some contextualized examples to aid the communication with non-technical audience and what conclusions they could draw from their analysis. This can then be followed with a section about turning those data conclusions and findings into recommendations for clients with justifications, and the impact for different stakeholders, including both internal and external stakeholders. And then any risks this plan or factors that could affect this implementation, or key changes that could drive change, and how likely are these risks if they are any way to reduce this likelihood, so the mitigations needed. And this can include data protection and security issues too, so depending on the needs on the client and the relevance to the brief, with final summary to highlight those key recommendations and potential issues or considerations for the business to be aware of. We do hope you find this useful and have a better understanding of Task 3, and do see other bite-sized videos that form part of this Employer Set project series. Thank you.